invited to A Night with the Panthers, a special fundraiser dedicated to supporting Black Panther veterans who now require assistance with essential needs such as medicine, food, and housing. These Black Panther veterans championed human rights, fed the hungry, educated the community, and stood as powerful symbols of resistance and resilience. Despite their incredible sacrifices, loving and serving the people did not come with retirement plans or financial security. So, now it's our time to honor their legacy and ensure that they are cared for with the dignity they deserve. You can help by attending and supporting A Night with the Panthers, Saturday, February 22nd, 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Project 43 Team Post Center, 6841 Crenshaw Boulevard, Los Angeles. For more information, contact Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. That's Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Load up the Pro Tools and press 3. Studio filled with Jack in the Box and Pepsis. Watching War Star videos, not the SBs. Laughing at beat pump or stomach turning. I get up and proceeded to write some. Absol in the corner, mumbling raps, fumbling packs of Blackie Mouse, crumbling Kush till he cracked a smile. His words legendary, wishing I could rhyme like him. Studied this style to define my pen. That was back when
it's
the Holy
Wednesday.
Go
Welcome in. You are back on KBLA Talk 1580 with me, Joe Munroe, here to break down all the biggest stories in entertainment and pop culture right now with your entertainment news update. And woo, it's Wednesday, but we have so much to get into tonight. I hope you are relaxed. Maybe grab a beverage or two. That song is such a vibe. Obviously, you know Andy is always on theme, and though there is always an occasion at this point, in my opinion, to rock something from GNX, tonight we're going to be getting into Kendrick's alleged battle for the sanctity, the purity of his show. We're going to be discussing what's going on. Allegedly, Fox and NFL execs are reviewing his set list. So we're going to get into the details on that. I was going to talk about 50 Cent wilding in various forms, and I still am. But probably one of the really insensitive things that we've seen 50 post in quite some time may be true. I'm saying may just because there hasn't been an official announcement from his family. So I feel that it would be faulty to say with certainty until they have said something. But, Irv Gotti, Murder Inc., head of Murder Inc., which brought us Ashanti, Ja Rule, produced stuff for Jennifer Lopez, a bunch of other people. One of our legendary early 2000 labels, there was Murder Inc., Bad Boy, Death Row, and a few others. But those were like our titans as far as the music industry went with hip hop. And we know that he's had some health issues over the past few years, reportedly diabetes, and allegedly some complications from that illness, a stroke, have caused his demise. Now, again, this is being reported by several outlets. Nothing official has been released from his family. But 50 Cent, just the other day when news broke that he had a second stroke, he allegedly had one in August, a smaller one, said that he was sad because he posted a meme of the news and he was upset because he wanted Irv to see his new shows. And it's like, Fitty, I understand troll to the end and it's beef forever, as Cardi B would say. But dang, Fitty, you getting close to 50. And the way that our black hip hop icons and legends seem to be once they reached that age or close to it, because Irv was 54 or is 54. I think, just be a little more mindful. You do what you do, but golly, it wouldn't be 50 without it. And we're going to get into some more trolling that 50 is doing to one of his series stars, which isn't unusual for him, but I wonder about the business strategy. I know some of them are cool with it and it's a setup for something bigger, but some of them cannot be. I know this. At any rate, we're going to get into all of that. We're going to get into who else is showing Jonathan Majors love for his new project coming up, and there's been a response to that. All this and more on the other side. You're locked in to KBLA Talk 1580 with Jill Munroe.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Individual results may vary. Consult a doctor prior to use.
If you've struggled to lose weight in the past, this important message is for you because you could lose as much as 50 pounds or more with Zelfie. Zelfie makes it easy and affordable to get weight loss treatment 100% online. Zelfie providers can prescribe FDA-approved GLP-1 weight loss medications clinically shown to help people lose weight, like Wegovy, Zepbound, and others. Plus, help get the medication covered by insurance, so it's as little as $0 a month.
The doctors are super helpful, and the meds have been a game changer. It's the first program I've had success with.
Before Zelfie, I was unable to lose weight, even though I was eating healthy and exercising 6 days a week. Zelfie helped me not only lose weight, but I feel so much better.
Text GOAL to 200-300 to get started today with Zelfie and see if weight loss medications like Wegovy or Zepbound are right for you. Don't wait. Text now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text GOAL to 200-300. That's GOAL to 200-300. GOAL to 200-300.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about. KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back into KBLA Talk 1580 with Jill Munroe. So listen, before we get into these trending topics and headlines, if you want to join the conversation at any point, 800-920-1580. Of course, the YouTube chat, that is always bustling. Join us there on YouTube. And if you want to hit me up on social media, I'm at Stiletto Jill. Absolutely everywhere. So get into that. We are at KBLA 1580, of course. So check all those boxes for us. We appreciate it. Thank you kindly. So I have to give you a little quick hit. Well, actually, I have a question, and this question is for you too, Andy, because I saw this on social media. You know, Van Lathan and Rachel Lindsay have a podcast, and they shared a snippet of it, and Rachel Lindsay was saying how she is not an Anita Baker fan. There is no Anita Baker going on in her house. You know, she said her mom probably played it out too much, and the comments were filled with people, including, listen, Rihanna hit her up and was like, I don't think we can be friends anymore. This just broke me. Like, there were so many people going in. And so I just wonder, one, is Anita somebody that you think is in that list of people that if people don't have a fondness for it, for that classic period, you kind of questioning their black card, their music taste? And two, what is your artist that everybody loves, but you like, not really feeling it?
Let me think. I don't think it's a problem. Did she give context as to why she's not rocking with Anita?
Just not into it. Just isn't, no connection. Doesn't work for her.
I'm trying to answer this with grace. It's funny because a cousin of mine, an older cousin of mine, recently, you know, in lieu of the Luka Doncic trade to the Lakers.
You hear they're calling him Luka Doncic Crip.
Oh, my God. Come on.
You know what LA does.
Come on, LA.
Okay, anyway.
But in lieu of that trade, he decided to be honest and was like, yo, unpopular opinion. He was not a Kobe fan like that. He said he was more of a Shaq guy.
Okay, so he went to Miami in 2004.
Yeah, but he also says that he's rocking with Luka more than Kobe.
Oh.
And I'm over here like, really? So, you know, for her to say that she doesn't rock with Anita Baker, I can't be mad. Anita Baker's a legend. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's not like Michael Jackson. No. It's not like Prince.
But do you think, because I felt like the reason why people reacted so strongly is because though she's not, you know, that tier, you know, God tier, maybe, that's probably, represents, her music represents something culturally and a time frame or a thing for black households and things like that. I saw a lot of commentary like, y'all must have not have had a clean house, you know, stuff like that. Did you guys clean up on Saturday?
100%.
Things like that. And so I think that there are some artists, though not superstars by the definition, they are culturally relevant or represent something to us that we hold them and endear and look at you sideways if like, you don't rock with that.
I'd like to know what her reasoning is behind that.
There's a clip. I'll send you the clip. There was profanity in it, so I didn't want to have you beeping it up. So, you know. Look, the chat is already commenting. Trent the artist, shout out to Trent in the chat. He said, where is Anita Baker, though? No one has seen or heard from her since she skipped out on that concert.
Ooh, sounds like we got another person that's not rocking with her. Maybe.
Summer said, if she says she doesn't like Sade, then we fighting. See, I feel you. You know, Sade is a vibe. Like, I was young. I did not understand what the lyrics to Is It a Crime were really about when that dropped. But I was singing my heart out like I did, feeling the vibe, knowing that it felt like some very grown, mature, you know, just a vibe. And so, Andy, do you have an artist like that everybody loves and you're like,
I don't have an artist per se, but I do have an actress.
Okay.
Well, two.
Okay.
Okay, so, and it's different situations, right? So, like, you know, Halle Berry was like the most sexiest woman alive. Uh-huh. She was always whatever to me.
Okay.
I'm like,
Okay.
Yeah. And then Gabrielle Union.
Really?
I respect her craft. I respect her art, but it's like, she's like whatever to me.
Really?
I think I never liked her role. She always kind of had like this stuff.
The snotty, you didn't like that. That turns you off.
And I know it's acting. I know it's a movie, but
it resonated with you.
100%.
I feel you.
As far as music artists, there's nobody that I can think of right now.
Okay. Well, we know that Kendrick is one of those artists for some people, somebody, somewhere, right? They're not feeling him, but he is everywhere. And so, allegedly, according to some, you know, rumors, The NFL and Fox execs are reviewing his set list very closely. The lawyers are concerned about the Not Like Us lyrics, you know. It is possible, a couple of things are possible. He could be asked not to perform the song at all. It could be beeps and bleeps over parts that, you know, aren't as family friendly, but it is, you know, up for scrutiny at the moment because do we really want at the Super Bowl, in theory, like, do we want somebody yelling out that another popular rapper is a certified pedophile? Do we? Andy's like, I don't care.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
I mean, I think.
I get it. It's a family event. Kids are watching.
Right. And I mean, here's the thing. And I have to think about it, but I guess we haven't really had that many serious rap performances anyway. But if a rapper was saying, I can't remember when Dre, Snoop, and da-da-da-da performed, if they bleeped out the stuff about, you know, kill, you know, in whatever song that was performed. Because I feel as though that is probably the standard, right, of where we start, what we kind of would censor, how we move with that. I mean, the difference obviously is that there's an active lawsuit that the NFL is not listed in, but has the potential to be added to, you know? So I think that they would like to, you know, both they and Fox both would like to protect their interests. There was a listing in Drake's filing, because we know that what this has to do with to a degree, that listed all of the people that requested to utilize Not Like Us in a public setting. Some of them were like Kamala's campaign and, you know, different other venues, the NBA, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So it is far and widespread. And we all saw that moment on Sunday when, again, the entire audience at the Grammys was not only rocking to the song, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, SZA, you know, Dr. Dre and Lucian Grange high-fiving. And listen, if not for Kendrick stopping to hug someone and dropping his ring, he might have made it up there before the A minor part, but somehow the production god smiled favorably, and as soon as he hit the stage, that lyric was there, and the entire audience rained that out. And so, I mean, it's a legitimate concern. How do you feel about that? It's a hot bar. It's a hot line. It would go up at Super Bowl.
Look, if I was a fan and I had paid a ticket to go to the Super Bowl, you know, that part right there, right, for the halftime performance, that line right there, as a fan, don't rob me of that experience, of that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's part
at
of
the
why
Grammys,
you're there.
I don't think the Grammys, they didn't prime the crowd to rap to the
No,
song.
they didn't.
That's organic.
It was purely organic.
I feel like the NFL, I understand the concerns of the lawsuit. And Drake, if you were to go ahead and sue the NFL, like, come on, bro. But I get it. Nobody wants to be involved in any type of legal actions. But I think they would be robbing the world of a potential great moment.
Let us be clear. This song is not that Kendrick's artistry is not worthy of performing at the Super Bowl. It's not as if he hasn't performed at the Super Bowl before.
Correct.
Right? So we know that he stage-wise, conceptually, will bring something creative. However, in the year of 2024, when this decision was made, it was made off of what happened from spring to summer, no doubt. And undoubtedly, it was the right decision because when he followed it up and dropped the album, the heat continued. So he's like, what did they used to say back in the day? Jean Blaise. He's on fire.
This is what I say. If there's going to be an issue with, you know, certain lyrics of this song, I'd like to think that Kendrick would be creative enough to create, you know what I'm saying, some other lyrics or whatnot. Just like back in the day, you have the explicit version and you have the edited version that wasn't like the edited stuff that you hear now where you hear the nah, like they would actually change the words or change the lyrics or whatnot. So I'd like to think that, he'll be creative enough to do it. And if he doesn't perform the song at all, just give me that TV off and I'm good.
Right. Like if I don't see TVs off, right? Not Squabble. I like Squabble Up. I mean, these are my songs, Peekaboo. These are my songs. I enjoy the album, but I need to hear the end of TV's off. When that transition happens, we got to see Mustard roll himself out there and have his moment too, because really, as a producer, right there, obviously which did Kendrick win? Because Mustard gets a Grammy too for it. Yeah. So, they're locking up. The chat is bubbling over. Forrest Harrison says, I never really caught on to the R. Kelly thing. That was his artist that he didn't like, even before he got caught up. I did like Steppin' in the Name of Love, though. Lucas Frank says, and this is about Jonathan Majors, which we're going to get into a little bit later. Majors is only in the spotlight now because Magazine Dreams depicts a defeated black man. If it were about someone like Nat Turner, he'd still be sidelined. Just ask Nate Parker. But possibly. However, there was buzz for this film before this happened, and Jonathan always took eclectic roles. He bounced off of the things. By the way, since Lucas Frank brought up Jonathan, Marvel has said, nope, we're not bringing him back. That's untrue. So we'll have to see whether it's a surprise, or true or not, or what goes on.
I think he needs to collaborate with Tyler Perry, and Tyler Perry needs to go ahead and do a superhero movie. Why not?
I want, that is interesting. I don't think, but let me tell you why Tyler wouldn't.
Why?
Because Tyler's audience isn't into that. Tyler understands his audience. No, I'm not even being funny. I'm not talking. Tyler understands his audience very, very well, who they are, what they like, what triggers them. And I don't believe they might be on the outskirts, but they're not looking for superhero type genre stuff. I don't believe you're saying he could lead them to it.
100%. Okay. I mean, Tyler Perry, he is a mover and a shaker in this industry.
He is.
We already have issues with, black actors and black actresses getting certain roles. Rock with Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry, you got the infrastructure. I'd like to think you got the power to do it.
I mean, it's not like he doesn't have a line into them with each other. Megan just did a Tyler Perry film. Divorce in Black was the #1 film on Amazon Prime when it was released. Not just released, I think for the #1 original produced movie in Prime as far as its airing. So wherever Tyler drops, he does numbers because his audience is faithful. But here's the thing, but that is my point though, Andy, his audience, when people talk about, this is the flip side to Tyler. When people discuss Tyler and the redundancy to his work and all of these things and him writing his own thing, the flip side of that is, I remember I was doing a press junket for one of his films and we went to New York for the screening, and for this screening and I had never watched a Tyler Perry film before in my life because that's not really my get down. It's not, I respect Tyler like crazy, but
I'm taking your black heart.
No, I don't think Tyler counts for that. But I mean, not like that. I'm just saying I don't think you can take my black heart for that because but we went to, and I never would have watched, and I'm talking none of them. Okay, none of them. I knew the Medea thing. I had seen some of the bits, but none of them. Had zero interest. Wasn't none of them.
Not the Taraji one?
I've not seen.
Dang,
I have only seen the Tyler Perry films that I have done press for. Okay, so that's about 4. I have not seen I recently, in the past couple of years, have watched Why Did I Get Married? So, but look, my point is that Tyler, we sat and watched this movie with some audience, his fans. They came in. And the stuff that I thought was crazy, I was like, why is that there? They loved it, and I got it in that instant. I understood that he knows his audience so well. You hear him say that. But for me, as someone who does not consume his content in that way. Again, respect it, but don't consume it in that manner. Seeing the audience react and how they loved and were in every bit of it, I was like, oh, so this is why he does it, because everything that I think is ridiculous, they are hanging on for and into it. Andy.
Okay, he may know his audience, but that doesn't mean that you can't take your audience
You
with you on
can,
a ride.
but he does not want to. And he's kind of made that clear. And that's why I say he's made that clear. It's been a conversation over and over again. Why don't you incorporate more writers? Why don't you do this and that? Da-da-da-da-da-da. He's made it kind of clear. Listen, when we come forward, we'll get more into this topic. We'll talk more about Kendrick, and I have a couple of other stories. We'll tell you what your boy Ye is up to. Stunts and shows, because there's a new project coming out. You know this. So we're going to get into all of that and more on the other side. You're locked in with me, Jill Munroe, here on KBLA Talk 1580, News, Traffic, and Sports on the other side.
DJ, a hi-hat, squabbling bloods, pyrus, and keyways. For this little thing of ours we call TDE, I watch him take some penitentiary chances, to say the least. Remember in the county building with mixed by Ali, we tried to freak the system just to make a couple ends meet. That's my for show. He brought Q over, but Q didn't rap, but he learned from our inspo. We split Louisiana chicken river boat special, sleeping next to O2 our consoles to be our refuge. He was homeless and I left home. Q said, "Die, you won't be slept on."
You're in the know with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. 54-year-old producer Irv Gotti has died after suffering a stroke. This follows a minor stroke he suffered in August. The legendary producer co-founded Murder Inc. Records in 1998 and played a key role in launching the careers of Ja Rule, Lloyd, and Ashanti. The Midwest and Northeast are facing a winter storm today, bringing snow, ice, and travel disruptions to cities like Chicago, Cleveland, Philly, and D.C. Conditions may last through tomorrow. Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams says he is feeling better after a health scare last week. Doctors are urging him to focus on his health after gaining 25 pounds. Adams plans to return to a plant-based diet. And the NFL is replacing the End Racism End Zone message at the big game with a new message, Choose Love. Despite national attacks on DEI policies, the NFL says it will continue its initiatives. I'm Amber Payton on the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
Protests continue in the downtown LA area, mainly around City Hall. So surface streets in that area are also very busy. The 101 also pretty packed in right now. This is overall slowing out of Woodland Hills from Topanga Canyon and stretches all the way into downtown Los Angeles. And that northbound side of the 101 slowing, leaving the 5, taking you back towards Silver Lake Boulevard. Now the 5 southbound slows out of Los Feliz from Los Feliz Boulevard all the way to the 605. And Irvine, this is the drive on the 405. Northbound slowing, leaving Sand Canyon. It's heavy ahead all the way to Beach Boulevard.
If you were self-employed or a 1099 contractor and missed work because you had COVID or cared for an immediate family member with COVID in 2021, you may qualify for up to $32,000 for the Sick and Family Leave Credit. Visit taxcreditnow.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes is a co-sponsor of the HBCU Legacy Bowl, an all-star football game featuring players from HBCU schools. The game serves as a showcase for HBCU players to get exposure from NFL scouts and player personnel directors. This year's Legacy Bowl is February 22nd in New Orleans at 1 p.m. Pacific time. NFL Network will have live coverage. The Legacy Bowl also includes a career fair for HBCU students. Other Legacy Bowl sponsors include Coca-Cola, Allstate, Adidas, and Coors Light. Joshua Williams, a reserve cornerback for the Chiefs, is the only HBCU player competing in Sunday's Super Bowl. Williams played at Fayetteville State in North Carolina. He was a 4th-round pick of the Chiefs in 2022. Despite shutdowns of DEI programs by the Trump administration, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said the league will continue its very active and high-profile diversity initiatives. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
They can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips, I am a revolutionary.
On Saturday, February 22nd, you are invited to A Night with the Panthers, a special fundraiser dedicated to supporting Black Panther veterans who now require assistance with essential needs such as medicine, food, and housing. These Black Panther veterans championed human rights, fed the hungry, educated the community, and stood as powerful symbols of resistance and resilience. Despite their incredible sacrifices, loving and serving the people did not come with retirement plans or financial security. So, now it's our time to honor their legacy and ensure that they are cared for with the dignity they deserve. You can help by attending and supporting A Night with the Panthers, Saturday, February 22nd, 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Project 43 Team Post Center, 6841 Crenshaw Boulevard, Los Angeles. For more information, contact Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. That's Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
For 75 remarkable years, our Authors Study Club has partnered with the City of Los Angeles to present African American Heritage Month celebrations. This Friday, February 7th, Mayor Karen Bass and Council President Marquise Harris Dawson will continue this extraordinary tradition with a Diamond Anniversary celebration for the ages. Join Honorary Chair Yvonne Wheeler, President of the LA County Federation of Labor, as we honor today's champions. Join actor and author Courtney B. Vance at the Central Library on Saturday, February 8th for a conversation on Black men healing. Additional free events will continue throughout the month of February, sponsored by the Brotherhood Crusade, LA Metro, and ABC7. Don't miss your chance to be part of this month-long unprecedented legacy. For more information and to RSVP, log on to oascla.org. This is your moment. This is our history. This is Los Angeles leading the nation again.
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project. Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
We gotta let Sade rock just a little bit, y'all. A little bit. Is it a crime that I think Tyler knows his audience and he makes stuff just for them? I think I've accepted that and I'm okay with it now. I had to change my thinking around it. You know, that's one of the 4 agreements. Welcome back in to KBLA Talk 1580. This is Jill Munroe with your entertainment news update. A little music update with Sade. We had to drop that Is It a Crime because it's a classic. Listen, the chat is hot. We have a caller on the line. I did want to say this about Kendrick really quickly. Also, don't forget that the FCC fines people. And we don't know what lyrics might trigger them to say, the FCC, they will come after. Remember, they have control. There's decency and things of that nature. So you have to account for that as well.
He not cussing on air. Pedophile is not one of those words.
But subject matter wise, perhaps, right? I don't know.
I mean, there's stuff that you see on network television that's kind of questionable. So I don't know. If they were to go ahead and what you call it, edit Kendrick's lyrics, don't water his music down for the performance. I think that'll take away from it.
I agree.
You gotta let him be him. We're already gonna hear clean versions of his songs anyway.
So we'll see. We'll see. Look, the chat is lighting it up. They are really into this Tyler topic. We're going to hear what Fahima has to say, and then we're going to get to this commentary in the chat because it's a lot. Fahima from D.C., welcome in. How are you?
Greetings, Jill. And I challenge you to watch the 2 films I posted in the chat.
I have seen them.
You've seen the 6AAA?
I've seen the 6AAA. The Jazzman Blues is one of the films that I actually did a junket for. I said I've seen the films that he so with the Jazzman Blues specifically, he wrote that film back in the 90s. It was the first film that he ever wrote. He wrote that for himself to star in. He wanted Diana Ross to play. He had all these different roles. So when I say that to say, I bring that up. Even with that, like he was told there was no audience for that. Look how long it took for him to be able to get to the point in his career for him to be able to make that. He likes period pieces, and I felt that film was very much reflective of the time period when he wrote it. If you think about some of the 90s dramas that we saw
set in the early 20th century, is very August Wilson-esque.
Yeah,
and I know you did the junket for it, so you may very well, have had a dialogue with him. But I think it's one of the best works he's ever done.
It is. I agree with that.
And it's nothing like his other satirical work. And the 6AAA, which I think he did a stellar job, which was a docudrama, as you know, about the women who were in the Army during World War II. And so if you saw those 2 films, then you know that you mentioned that about his audience. Those 2 films weren't for his typical audience. I mean, it was beyond his typical audience, and I think those are the 2 best pieces of work that he's ever done.
I appreciate that. I mean, here's the thing, right? They are, but I think that Tyler, within his writing and his film, he has a very specific eye. And no, those aren't typical of, Beauty in Black or some of the other things, Divorce in Black or all of that. But there is a specific lens that comes with them. Again, I'm not saying that all of his work is bad or anything like that. I just know, especially because I consume a lot of TV and film because I am a TV and film critic. And so I know what in my leisure time is going to work for me. I can look at something and understand why it will work for someone else or why it may be good and just not for my interest and taste. And that's kind of where I am with, some things as related to Tyler. So we're going to get into some of these chats because you have some pushback.
Just let me end with this. Let me just end with this. I think that Tyler did all of those pieces in that particular genre so that he would be able to bring Jazzman's Blues to the screen and 6AAA. He had to do that so he can get to where he is now, which would allow him to do films like the 6AAA and Jazzman's Blues.
I mean, yeah. I feel you on that, but I also think that don't discount him knowing his audience and knowing what serves them. He has been feeding them since his days when he was doing plays. So, and I mean, that is something that I discussed with him and you've seen in other interviews. He understands his audience, and that doesn't mean that they are only in theory, just one thing, but there are certain beats, there are certain situations, there are certain elements that he includes, including in A Jazzman's Blues and 688, that definitely target his audience and how they view things. But I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to get to the chat. Thank you always for calling in, Fahima, and keeping us on point here. We appreciate you.
All right. Good night.
Good night. So in the chat, let's see. Pretty Brown Mimi says, I like a variety of genre of film, TV. Tyler Perry doesn't seem to want to branch out of his work. Black people, we aren't monolith. We like a variety of entertainment. Blow Money 3 says 6888 was made for white people or whitewashed people. That's a strong opinion. Dad of 3 says, he's talking about Kendrick. All Kendrick has to do is point the mic at the crowd when that part comes up. I agree. That would solve a lot, but we'll see. Blow Money 3 also says movies about real black history shouldn't be as popular as things like 6888. The fact that it was so high on Netflix charts is all you need to know about what's really in the movie. I disagree with that. I think that we set a lot of tone for what is viewed as entertainment, and that, like it or not, good, bad, or indifferent, as we see with hip-hop music, there is definitely an interest in our culture, in our history. Now, whether they agree with it or not, want to tell it the same way, I think that it would be foolish and faulty to think that there is not a high interest, even in something that is perceived as educational. It's still around World War II, which is something that is beloved and discussed. Not beloved, that's probably the wrong word for it, but you know, it for boomers and the silent generation, that is a turning point. That is a turning point in American history. That is when, you know, the turning point of America changed with the GI Bill and those soldiers coming home. And that is when the baby boom happened and all of these different things that changed sort of American culture at that point in time. So I definitely feel like there is a sincere interest in that. Listen, when we come forward, we're going to get into more trending topics and headlines. You are locked in with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580.
Your ride with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Kadeen and Deval Ellis for P&G Good Every Day.
Babe, guess what? We can save big on all our favorite P&G brands like Tide, Cascade, and Febreze. Plus, support great causes every day.
Wait, hold up. You telling me we can save money and feel good about it? How?
Well, remember how Granny and Big Mama used to save money by cutting those coupons out of Sunday papers? Now we just go to pggoodeveryday.com, sign up for P&G's free rewards program, and get exclusive coupons.
Okay, so we can get VIP status and save money.
Exactly. We stock up on the P&G products so you, the boys, and I are good every day. Just like our folks did for us.
Well, you better go visit pggoodeveryday.com right now because you got to go buy some detergent and toothpaste and toilet paper.
Me?
Yeah, you. And with all that extra cash, I got to go buy these new sneakers.
Okay, funny man, you got jokes. Boy, focus on these savings first.
Visit pggoodeveryday.com.
Small businesses are the heart of America. But you don't have to go it alone. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Get the connections, education, and guidance you need with SCORE. We're ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about. KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
I have a your dream today.
The road to freedom wasn't paved with just big moments. It was built day to day, step by step, voice by voice. This February, experience Black History Month through the stories that shape Los Angeles and beyond. KBLA Talk 1580, where Black history lives. You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back into KBLA Talk 1580, your entertainment news update with Jill Munroe. So, listen, our little side topic into Tyler Perry got the people heated up here. You know, I'm not saying, listen, I respect Tyler so much, so please don't take it as that. I just know when I don't feel as though all art has to be consumed by me. And I don't think that every piece of art should be made for me. And in saying that, I also recognize when something absolutely is not for me. And, you know, it may be for different people, different choices, different things, right? So, with having said that, speaking of Kendrick, things not for everybody, LeBron James continues to double down on his love for Kendrick Lamar. Like, it's really brief. You know, Drake said the other night at his concert, he changed the line when he said, went from 6 to 23, like I'm LeBron. Now it says, went from 6 to 23, but not like LeBron. Something that don't even make sense. Like, what?
LeBron not tripping.
LeBron not tripping at all.
He better not be tripping.
No, let me tell you what LeBron did today, though. LeBron posted on his stories a clip from Kendrick performing at the 2022 Super Bowl. That was the one here. And he was like, I can't wait. Bart Scott voice. He gonna kill that ish. So I feel like, not that LeBron is not a K-Dot fan, but seems to be a little sauce on it. Seems to be a little, you know. Drake also revealed at his, because, you know, he's on his Anita Max tour down in New Zealand or Australia or wherever down under he is, to be far, far away from the Super Bowl, that he is dropping a solo album after the Valentine's Day, sometime after, he didn't say specifically when, the album that is dropping with he and Party Next Door on Valentine's Day. So I guess now, after all the hoopla and lawsuits, now he's just going to get back to the music. But he's still suing UMG. So we'll see what is going to evolve from all of that and what surprises Kendrick has for us. It's just a couple of days away, you guys. Can't wait. And once again, prayers out to Irv Gotti's family, his ex-wife Deb. I know he has children. You know, I'm just thinking about it. Sad.
Go on 50's Instagram right now.
I don't think that I want to. I'm going to be hurt. My feelings are going to be hurt because here's the thing. I know 50's a troll. I know he does promotion. And we're probably going to talk about tomorrow. Oh, he said he's smoking on a pack of Irv Gotti. I knew it. I knew as soon as I saw the hookah. 50 is dead wrong. Go to 50 Cent's Instagram. He has his jersey up in the background. It's him with a hookah and a rest in peace sign. And he says, I'm smoking on that Gotti pack. Nah, God bless him, laughing out loud.
Look, I know it's beef. Is this a cancelable offense? Because, you know, when you start like, I mean, is this disrespect towards the alleged dead?
I mean, it absolutely is. But
I guess when it's beef, it doesn't matter.
I guess when it's 50, maybe it doesn't matter. Golly, 50. I mean, let me tell you what the post was before that. I was going to wait, but might as well. I'd mentioned last night how 50 is mad at Big Meech for going and taking a photo with Rick Ross. You know, Rick Ross had the song, I Think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover, Whipping Work, Hallelujah. Well, Big Meech is out of jail, and he's making his rounds. So 50, a couple weeks ago, announced, after Meech got out, that he believes that this season will be the last, the upcoming one, of BMF. He also decided to post Little Meech. Here's the thing. I would never text message 50. I'm going to have to get 50 on the phone and have that one-to-one. I'm not leaving a voicemail. I'm not sending a text because he will use it against you. And that's what happened with Lil Meech. So Lil Meech texted him And he said, they just told me you unfollowed me off Instagram, and now you managing Skillet Baby with Rocket. When I brought him around you first, when you didn't have a clue who he was. Now you mad at me when I would take the shirt off my back for you. I can't believe this, man. You act as if I'm your enemy. I've only shown you love and loyalty. Inhuman. I go through my own ish, but I never switched up on you. F. Ross, he gave my dad some bread so he can afford to pay his bills until our next season starts. This internet mess is throwing me off. You know me in real life. 50 captioned this with the little eyes and said, what next season, little ninja? Cold piece, right? So, look, I guess beef is forever, and I guess that's 50's way of showing love to Irv. Maybe, he did include a nice photo of him on the next slide. But I don't know, 50, kind of in poor taste. A little bit in poor taste. And speaking of potentially in poor taste, since we're talking about that, your guy Kanye West, we saw what he and his wife Bianca did the other night at the Grammys. Well, word on the street is Kanye just filed a trademark for wife by husband. Not sure what that is exactly. Some sort of book. Could be a photo book, a passion project. We aren't sure. He stopped traffic in the middle of the street last night to do a photo shoot with Bianca. She was clothed. And we know he has music coming out. We know that he is dropping the Yeezy women's line, which looks strangely similar to Skims, which he helped his ex-wife Kim develop and also owns 50% of. So, listen. People are out there pulling stunts and shows to make sure that you are paying attention. I say this all the time. Attention is a drug, and people are going to get their fix no matter what. So thank you guys for tapping in. Oh, no, it's a little early. Okay. So then let me get to my other stories because I have more. More. So I mentioned last night that Jonathan Majors is dropping Magazine Dreams, and we talked briefly about the rumors that he might be returning to Marvel. Marvel has said not true, but we'll see. But Michael B. Jordan, who Jonathan had his last major on-screen role with, in Creed 3, everyone thought that was the setup for something bigger as well. The two in that did numbers. Well, he's showing love to Jonathan. He publicly is supporting the Magazine Dreams release. He reposted the trailer and put the little, heat emoji by it. So it seems like I mentioned yesterday when I brought it up that the perception of cancel culture is shifting for some. And depending upon, and I would gather, right or wrong, whether you feel that way, especially things that tend to deal with personal in nature situations like potentially a relationship DV type thing, people are going to find it easier moving forward to move past that and to, tap into something else. So we'll see once again what happens. We'll see what happens for Zeus, because we're going to get into this later, but Zeus Network is actually being sued by Viacom, as is Nick Cannon. And they're being sued because they launched I think it was Baddies versus something, I guess the Wild 'N Out Girls, but it was called something else. And so it was kind of Wild 'N Out-esque in that there was two teams that were capping on each other, but there was physical altercations involved in it because, that's what Zeus Network does. Well, Viacom is like, enough with all of this foolishness. That's our concept, but you're making us look very bad, especially when you're promoting things like dark skin versus light skin women. That was a real flyer and thing that was involved in this promotion. Once again, Nick is involved with both, but he is the subject of this suit along with Zeus Network, right as they're on the cusp of releasing what they hope could potentially push them into a different stratosphere, because as I said before all of this took place with Jonathan and his legal drama, the film was being touted as something that would be heavy on the awards circuit and still could make that turn. And wouldn't it be interesting if a film that is potentially award lauded and connected to the Zeus Network and Jonathan Majors? That just sounds like a big old confusing ball of interestingness. At any rate, we're going to keep you up to date on that and all the trending topics and headlines. Thank you for tapping in this Monday. This is not Monday. This is Wednesday, hump day, the middle of the week. We're getting it confused, but we're almost to the end, y'all. So make sure that you are locked and loaded and ready for the voice of reason coming up next, Zoe Williams. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 6 p.m. every Monday through Friday at 6.
I know you're getting bored dealing with them. I know you miss my loving, my dogging thug loving. And I know you're living your life faithfully, safely away from me. But you miss being next to me, don't you? Don't let our love haunt you. Lust for what you want and go for your guns and back out on anyone that tries to interfere or intervene. On me peeling your wide body out of them tight jeans. Wrist on freeze, seats on lean, shoes 19. Coming through in that new Bentley thing.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. Federal workers taking the Trump administration's buyout